Oh, yeah, I remember this spot. Ow. Definitely important. Although, actually, I think the little spot with the breakables is the treasure route. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure anymore. Either way, if there's ever a route that I don't take, it probably has treasures, and I'll always go back to get them. Even if it takes me more than just a video. I want to thank all of you again for watching, just since we're having a moment where I'm just doing simple battles, so not too terribly exciting. It's pretty awesome playing, but nothing I have a lot to comment on, so I just wanted to take a moment just to thank all of you for watching, thank all of you for your feedback. It's really been enriching to me to do this. I hope you enjoy the other project that I'm either doing or about to do. I wanted to get a backlog of Felghana before I started doing anything else, because people were patient and waiting for it, so Catol Elixir was found. Even if my other project launches before this video comes out, I've done this already, just so you know, because I want to make sure. I have been doing some Spark Mandrill, but I'll be honest, he's been driving me nuts. So I don't know when to be able to say to expect the next Mega Man X video. Sorry. So let's see, that Catol Elixir, I'll use that when I get a spare moment. No kind of a rush for 3 health. I do admit, I wish it was 5 health like I remembered it, just because 5 is a more round number, well, because 2 of them add up to 10, which is actually a round number, and 2 of them add up to 6, but you know what I mean. So let's see here, yep, that's... Or wait, no, that's not. Oh yeah, that's right up there. Oops. Yeah, that was definitely the main path. Oh well. I'm gonna cut till I'm back up by those icicles to break, because otherwise it's gonna get very repetitive very fast for you. And we're back! Shattering some ice. Aw, just for some gold. Now I feel cheated. Oh well. That's perfectly fine. Get some more experience anyway, and no one's gonna complain if I don't have to scream while fighting one of the bosses that's coming up. Anyone who's played this game before knows exactly what I mean. Anyone who hasn't, there have been some accidental hints dropped. So if you can take a guess at who that boss is going to be that's going to make me pull out my own hair, leave a comment. It'll be fun. And not literally. I usually don't want to pull out my hair. Just every so often, it happens. Just to be perfectly honest. Figuratively, of course. Also, my cat is pushing his paws against my back, which I think is his way of saying hello. His claws aren't out, so it's just sweet feeling. I have such a good cat. So, yeah, I'm dodging them because I have killed them before. And right up here... come on, Corinne, you know how to jump. Is the Icebound Cave. We are very close to our climactic encounter. In fact, everyone knows what this is. A save point. And here we have it. An epic encounter, to be sure. And what is this one? It's a huge mass of ice. From inside can be heard something that sounds almost like breathing. And here we go. Inside is an ice dragon. I'm a big fan of dragons, but when one gets out of hand like this, you gotta put it down. You use your newly acquired power to smash into its legs as quickly as possible, and just utterly obliterate its health with your sword. Having it charging while you're slashing is a very good technique, and you can easily take out 1,000 health before it gets a chance to change up to go into its other attack modes, where it actually tries to cover the field with ice. This can take a lot longer, and at this point he'll start dropping ice, and it's hard not to take any damage. When he starts buffeting you, you just want to try avoiding those nearly translucent, or transparent, they're translucent, things of ice. You'll probably only get in one volley of attacks at this point, and that's perfectly fine. Most important is to try not to get frozen when he does that drive up and then flying away attack. He'll also change it up a little bit too when he gets another attack that he can dive with, which is even more dangerous. He might... Oh, there, he's going to try showing it off. Ah, whoa. If he grabs you, you'll have to break through rocks as they come using the bracelet or your sword. The sword is much more dangerous, though, and you still take some damage. But the rock breaker amulet, as I sometimes call the Earth Spirit bracelet, makes much better work of them without dealing damage to you. Ah! Let's boost here. And this. Once and for all. There we go! Not a bad boss battle. I admit I made him look really easy, but always that epic and fun. I love that boss battle. Gildias, hats off to you. Little thing floats down. Light statue was obtained. Huh? What's that? The 4 statues resonate with each other and begin emitting a bizarre light. That doesn't really seem good to me. Probably ought to, I don't know, not hold them all in the same hand, Otto. Maybe put them in different pockets. How are you carrying all the things you carry? Let's not ask you strange questions like that. When they stop shining, the entire cavern grows deathly quiet. Yeah, let's check that. As you can see, here's our Moonstar statue with Elfale on it. Here's our Sunset statue with Gyalva on it. Our Darkness statue with what looks like a winged Istursiva on it. And here we have the Light statue, which has Gildias, a statue found in the Elder Mountains, said to hold unlimited power. Let's take a look at that bio of that boss we just killed. Gildias, the guardian of the frozen cave, a giant dragon which emerged from a block of ice in the Elder Mountains. It attacks Odal with its icy breath and by unleashing a storm of ice shards. It was once charged with protecting the sacred mountain, but the recent events have turned it into a mad brute. It held the Light statue. So here we have it. We have all 4 statues. What are we going to do now? Is Disneyland an option? I want Disneyland to be an option. Huh. But we're stuck. We can't break through those rocks. The rocks are too hard to break. Hey! Is that you in there, Otto? Are you injured? Otto shouted that he wasn't hurt. All right. Glad to know you're okay. That quake a little while ago caused some of the walls of that crevasse to collapse. I managed to pick my way across. First, we have to do something about these rocks. Okay, Otto, I need you to step back for a second. And now we see why he's the wall crusher. Here we go. Yeah! Frickin' Dogie. They don't call me the wall crusher for nothing. If nothing else, that should earn me a place in the history books. Alright, looks like you've found another statue. Let's get back to my master's house. Before we cut for this session, we have a very huge dose of plot to get through. So, Chester, you're here. Of course. I've been kept well apprised of your actions. So, now you have all 4 statues. So, as I said before, I think you had best give them to me. Chester, there's just one thing I want to know. What are you planning to do with these statues anyway? It is not given over to a mere knight to know the motivations of Count McGuire. However, I have heard a few things regarding the nature of his great plan. That's not what I asked you. I want to know what you plan to do with them. Huh? Tell me how long you've known. I knew it from the very beginning. You can't honestly think that this won't upset Elena. I just can't see you serving someone as corrupt as McGuire. Not willingly, anyway, so I figure you've got to have some other plan up your sleeve. I see you're just as perceptive as ever. Out with it, Jester. What are you really doing? Very well. I suppose this is as good a time as any. What I want is revenge. Revenge? You were born in Felghana, so I know you're familiar with Genos Island. I've never said anything about it before, but that is where both Elena and I are originally from. What? Well, wait a second. I always heard that Genos Island was wiped out by some kind of plague or something. Yes, that is indeed the place. However, it was no plague, but rather monsters that destroyed it. Monsters? Yes, they looked like human skeletons, clad in armor, much like the things we've seen. They appeared out of nowhere and simply started massacring all of the villagers. The warriors fought back, of course, but the creatures kept getting up shortly after they were defeated. We stood no chance. In the end, Elena and I were the sole survivors of the attack. But why? Why did those monsters suddenly appear like that? It's quite simple. McGuire took it upon himself to hire the services of a dark sorcerer. My people were the descendants of Genos himself. They were charged with the task of guarding the holy artifacts, which had locked away the Demon Lord's power, and thus preventing their misuse. I would assume that McGuire simply considered them a threat to his ambitions, and that's how my sister and I were orphaned and came to live with the town mayor. It only makes sense that Elena has blocked the memory, no doubt, because it's so traumatic. Then you want revenge on McGuire? Yes. He will be destroyed by the very power he so desperately seeks. He won't be the only one to suffer either. I intend to see it that every living creature in Valstein Castle burns in hell. Perhaps then, my people can rest easier, if only a little. It is all for the best. Eliminating that slime will also benefit the entirety of Felghana. Now then, why don't you hand over the statues? To be honest, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to react to all of this. I can't pretend to know how you feel, but just hear me out on one thing. Let's just say that your plan succeeds and you do get your revenge. What then? Do you think it will make Elena happy? Sure, McGuire might be a horrible man, and he may even deserve what you're planning, but imagine how she'd feel to know that you'd sunk to such depths to get revenge. Do you think she'd be proud of what you'd accomplished? If you just step back and think about it, I know you could find some other way. I know that if I explained everything to the townsfolk, they'd understand. They'd be glad to help you however they could. If everyone banded together, we could drive McGuire out of Felghana for good. Send him into exile. You don't have to disgrace yourself over a man like him. So come on. Please, Chester, you have to stop this. Come back to town with us. We can all sit down and have a good time, enjoy one of Elena's home-cooked meals. It's easy to ask me to turn back. But I will not! Oh. Chester! You stupid son of a bitch! There's still time to save him. If you want him to live, then give me the statues, now! Adol gave the statues to Chester. Excellent. Now I can use the power of those statues to send all of Valstein Castle tumbling into the abyss. I hardly need to say it at this point, but you might wish to reconsider trying to stop me. Unless, of course, you want to end up like him.